we're now going to start installing the cladding that we prepared onto the ceiling, like this, all the way through, and then all the way across. I don't know how well you can really see that, but yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Also, ich sag's noch mal, ne?
Mhm.
Da ungefähr hin.
Ja.
Ne?
Uh-oh. Das soll durchreichen. Muss ein bisschen weiter zurück, ne? Ja, Finger weg ein bisschen.
Wenn jetzt da gekloppt werden muss, wird hier jetzt das erste Mal dran gekloppt und dann hier die Schraube reingemacht.
Ja.
Weil wenn du das jetzt bis durchklopfst, springt das wieder alles raus. So, da machen wir jetzt erst die Schraube rein.
So, as you can see behind me, we finished the ceiling, the cladding, all those time lapses you just watched. That was about 3 days, but you know, it's done. All the electric is above it, so it looks nice, but I'm hoping none of the electric is going to fail, because taking that all down is going to be quite the hassle. But yeah, turned out quite nice, I think. And yeah, nice. So we have these puck lights in the ceiling and the frame around the fan now. We also installed a USB socket right here in the ceiling. So yeah, you know, when you're working on a project like this, and there's so much that kind of can go wrong, when things go right, you start to get suspicious, you know? It's like the quiet before the storm. But fingers crossed, there is no storm. So the storm has hit. On top of the roof, there is a bunch of tape. There used to be a ventilator or an air outlet up there. We still have that air outlet, and the idea was to put it back in so that the fan can suck air out, which would draw air in through the back to keep the air circulating in the vehicle. The situation, I'm not going to call it a problem yet, the situation is that that ventilator goes right there. Yeah, so see that hole that's right there? We're just going to stick the ventilator into there. Oh, you don't see a hole? Oh, that's crazy, bro. It's almost like we forgot to put it in before we attach the ceiling. So, this is the hole in the roof. It is currently covered by tape, so we need to get rid of this because that's obviously not a permanent solution, and replace it with the ventilator. This is what the hole looks like. That's the ceiling cladding underneath, so it's not too bad. We just need to bridge this gap here. So what we're probably going to do is mark out this hole and then drill it out and just hope that that works. Seems like the best option right now anyway. Was knackst da so?
Oh ja, das ist lose hier oben, ne? Wenn die jetzt da drauf heißt, ist er.
Oh ja.
Das kommt überhaupt nicht da rein, ne?
Das kommt ja rein, ja. Haltung noch von unten fest.
Ja. Ja, so ist gut. Und drück mal runter. Ja, das sollte reichen.
Naja, hat ja relativ gut geklappt, ne?
Ja. Also ich hatte Angst, dass das jetzt hier eine riesen Aktion wird. Aber dein, sagt man, Einfallsreichtum hat sich wieder mal gezeigt.
Ja, gut.
Also meine Idee, jetzt die ganzen Dinger zu lockern, vorne den Ventilator rausziehen, das war ein bisschen
Übertrieben, ne?
Ja. Vor allem, weil um das Loch dann zu machen, hätten wir das genau das gleiche machen müssen wieder.
Ja, ja.
So we got the vent installed, as you can see it up there on top of the roof. And then this is the inside of it. It is a passive vent, which means it doesn't do anything, but it's basically just a hole in the roof. But that's okay because we have the other ventilator at the front, which if that is sucking air out, then air will come in through this one anyway. So now we can have ventilation going through the van, even if all the doors and windows are closed, and the MaxxAir fan works even if it's folded down. So, you know, for proper stealth camping, you can still have a decent amount of ventilation going and air circulation. So, having installed the ceiling cladding, the next question is how are we going to install the cladding on the wall? Originally, I thought, you know, we'd screw 2 wooden beams into the wall here and then have the cladding run horizontally along them, but we've no real mounting point back here, and it would be possible, but it is tricky. And then my grandfather came up with a pretty good solution to not only mount the cladding but also have it be flush with the back of the kitchen counter, and that was to take the wooden beams and mount them to the back of the counter rather than to the wall, and that way we have, you know, a seamless connection and an easier install, I guess. You know, why do it the hard way if you can do it the easy way? So I've cut these 2 wooden beams now. There's going to be one here and one here, and then we're going to have the cladding going up. And what this also does is it gives us enough room behind the cladding to hide all the wiring and so on. So yeah, do that now. I have this piece cut out here, which is just a plywood board. and a notch in here to fit the electronics panel, and then just a wood effect sticker on top of it. I didn't want to paint the wall that I was going to put back here because it's kind of a backsplash in a way, so if anything pours against it I don't want to have to replace the whole wall. This way I can just do it with a sticker. So now I'm going to mount this to the wall, and then I have another piece that goes above it and another piece that kind of arches in here, so hopefully that works the way it's supposed to. The right side wall of the van is almost done. I just need to screw in this top panel here. So today's project is the left side wall of the van. To mount that, I've already installed this horizontal support beam here, and I'm going to mount some vertical support beams to this one and to the side of the bed, running up the wall, and then mount the wall to that. That's the theory anyway. Let's see how it goes. I just deleted about a week's worth of footage, which is always great. I needed more space on my laptop, so I moved a bunch of the videos from the third trip that I took to Germany to build this van over onto this SD card. And then I deleted everything on my system under the folder name Trip 3, which is what it was saved under. That's fine, would have been fine if I'd unplugged the SD card first. I didn't unplug the SD card first, so when I deleted everything on the system under the folder name Trip 3, it also deleted everything on the SD card. I also emptied out the trash, so, you know, just to make sure I properly deleted it. And now it's all gone. Yeah. Just wanted to explain the brief lapse in footage you're about to witness. The good news is it was just a bunch of time lapses of me putting on the wall panels and the cladding and so on. So, you know, your imagination can sort of fill in the blanks, because I deleted the video that would do that for you. Yeah, just wanted to let you know and send you a little message to always back up your footage, your important data, any files you don't want to lose, and pretty much just don't be a f***ing idiot like me. I've basically finished the cladding, and the van is starting to resemble a finished product. There are just a few more things I need to do, especially for the NCT inspection. For example, we need to have a fire extinguisher on board and a med kit for the inspection, but also just need one on board, you know, for emergencies. I also need to install the grey water tank in the front, and I want to fill in these gaps in the panels here because, as you can see, the wires are visible at the top there that are running across the van. On the other side it's the same, and I don't want loose wires visible or accessible in the van. There are a few more at the front there on the ground. I need to cover up that hole in the mat or fill it in, but once I've done that, the van should be NCT inspection ready. So that's today's job. So I finished a lot of those little projects that I had left to do. For example, I closed the hole in the wall here, so the wires are no longer accessible. You can't see them anymore. It's just a piece of plywood with a wooden beam behind it to connect it to this wall here, and it has the same wood effect sticker as the wall, so it, you know, looks uniform. I did the same thing on the other side, going all the way down. I also closed up the hole in the front here where the wires were also accessible with just some black duct tape. It's not the sturdiest thing in the world, but you know, it blends in with the black floor, so it's decent. And then right here, between the driver's seat and the bed, we have the fire extinguisher and the med kit, so it's always accessible. And I'm pretty sure that was it. So I think I'm done with the cladding. On to the next. Behind the bed, and more importantly behind the driver's seat, we have the fire extinguisher and some other safety equipment, and we have my dad.
First beer for the new camper van, for the Titan Van 2.0. We're celebrating. We are done. Alexandros is done. I just watched him doing it.